Welcome back to another interview from the Women's Lacrosse Network. Today I am joined with sophomore on the Denver Women's Lacrosse team, Stella Lynch. Stella, thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule and coming on, and how is everything going?
I'm good. I'm good. Of course. I'm really excited to talk to you guys today.
Well,
Good.
we're excited to talk with you as well. Obviously we're in the middle of the off season now. So how is your off season going? And do you have any plans this summer, whether it's on or off the field, to get ready for fall ball in a few months?
Yeah, off season's great. It's definitely nice to have a break from the craziness that season brings. But I mean, I'm just got home to Florida yesterday actually. So really nice to see my family, hang out by the beach. I'll probably visit a few of my friends and obviously just work out, chill, hang out, same old, same old.
Nice. Sounds like a
Yeah.
very good summer though.
Yeah.
What are some things I guess you're hoping to get better at and trying to work on this summer to get ready for fall ball and ultimately next season?
Definitely there's a lot. I feel like I'm always thinking of ways that I can improve and get better, but I play defense, so I think 1v1 defense is something that's like very important, especially in college. So I feel like that's just something just kind of working on that, getting stronger at that. Yeah, it's definitely a good one.
hmm Well, I kind of want to transition now and start the episode off just talking about the beginning of your career and kind of working all the way down to where we are today. So on your bio, it says you're from Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida. I apologize if I
You're totally
mispronounced
good. You
that.
actually pretty much got it.
All right, that's good. So talk a little bit about your hometown though and the things you like about it for someone who's never been there
Yeah.
before.
Well, originally I'm from New York, so I moved down to Florida during COVID. So I definitely have gotten to see like both, I feel like, sides of the East Coast, which is really fun. But it's awesome. I mean, I live like 5 minutes from the beach. Who doesn't love to go to the beach and hang out? It's a pretty small town, so it's kind of just like small southern Florida town. It's really awesome to come home to, especially like from Colorado. The mountains is like the only kind of thing we have there. So coming home to the oceans is definitely fun. Yeah, it's beautiful. So I love it here.
Oh yeah, especially must be weird to get used to the altitude change
Yes,
though, going
yes.
back from college.
Definitely, definitely. We'll play teams and I can hear girls on the sideline being like, I need oxygen, I need oxygen. It's so funny. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Well, is there a difference, I guess, between like Florida and New York? Like I'm just curious, like everyone
Yeah.
talks about the difference between Northerners and Southerners. I'm
Oh
just curious
yeah.
if there's like any difference. Like are
Very different.
Southerners more laid back than Northerners,
Yeah.
or is
I
that
mean,
stereotype not true at
yeah.
all?
Oh, it's very true. Everything about here is like slow, slow paced. Like go to a restaurant, it's very chill, laid back. Service is pretty. You kind of know everyone too. Like I kind of know like all the waiters around my like local restaurants. But I mean, when I was in New York, like very fast paced, moving all the time. Not really chilled out. It's definitely very different cultures. And it's kind of funny to see like, especially like the pipeline from New York to Florida during COVID. So it's definitely funny. I don't think a lot of the Southerners were happy to have us, but
Mhm.
it's okay now. It's funny.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And obviously, I prefer the fast-paced stuff.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't like having to sit and wait like 30 minutes
Yeah.
for a table, but
Yeah.
obviously everyone's different. So
Yeah.
I'm glad you're liking it down
Yeah.
there, though.
Yeah.
Now, growing up, what other sports did you play, and how did lacrosse become the sport that you wanted to pursue in college?
Yeah. I definitely started lacrosse a lot later than a lot of like my friends. I didn't really start fully playing until I was in like eighth grade. So, which is kind of late. I played basketball, like AAU basketball for a really long time. That was like my main sport. That's like all I wanted to do. But I feel like my relationship with lacrosse over time really developed with my sister. She's going to be a senior next year at Jacksonville University, and she played all the time growing up. And I would just go outside with her in the yard and just like, I was so bad at like catching and throwing. So I was like, I was never really happy about lacrosse until later on in my life. So it's really funny that that relationship with my sister really grew my relationship with lacrosse. And then I ended up kind of dropping basketball like later on in like my sophomore year of high school, and really pursuing like lacrosse from then on. Yeah.
Yeah, are you still a basketball fan today?
Yeah, yeah, definitely a little bit. I was a lot more into it, I feel like when I was playing it, but I mean everything going on right now, like the Knicks, everything is awesome to watch and it's really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. Who's like your favorite player of all time?
I don't, oh, of all time for sure. Kobe Bryant, I love everything about him, his whole brand, everything. Everything he's built, I feel like is so awesome. And I remember watching Gigi play like AAU all the time. Never played like with her or against her. Definitely, she was definitely way better than my team was. But really, yeah, he's really inspirational, I feel like.
Oh, for sure. I
Yeah,
love watching
yeah,
Kobe Bryant and just all the interviews they had about his
yeah,
mentality. That's definitely
yeah,
something you try to, I guess, learn something from or take away from it
for
as best you
sure,
can.
for sure.
Now, obviously, before college, you played with your high school in Naples, and
Mhm.
you also played for a club called Lax Maniacs. So,
Mhm.
talk a little bit about those experiences and your favorite memories with those two teams.
Yeah. Definitely a lot of fun. Like I feel like my Naples was like the one of the best high school experiences I feel like you could ask for. I got to play or got coached by Brett Queener, like a lacrosse icon. And it was so much fun. We had a great team. He was a great coach. I had a lot of fun with those girls. We went to states. It was awesome. It was just great times. The facilities I got to play on were sick. It was just so much fun. And then Lax Maniacs, I learned so much. I had an awesome coach, Sarah Burlingame. She's the best. Taught me so much about like not even just lacrosse, but like life. She was a great person. And then I'm still really close with all my Lax Maniacs teammates. Like we all kind of it's so funny. Like when we're in season, I haven't gotten to play any of them fully yet, but like some of my friends that go to like Elon, George Washington University, we all like text about how our seasons are going, and it's awesome to like stay connected. But definitely a lot of good memories, tournaments, and all that fun stuff with those girls.
Yeah, and how do you think your time with those two teams kind of helped prepared you for college lacrosse?
Definitely a lot. Definitely a lot. I feel like my experience at community school in Naples was very helped me academically a lot, honestly, and I feel like that's something I didn't think about going to college as much as I did lacrosse, but school's so much easier for me now. I got to like it was really academically challenging, and I feel like it taught me how to like manage my time, how to kind of just like balance lacrosse and having good grades and learning and all of that. And I feel like my experience at Lax Maniacs was definitely like taught me what I needed to like work on to like thrive and grow in college. Definitely, it was very competitive when we played. I was playing against all other girls, obviously, in my grade, and now that I know all of them in college, so it's like funny to see how we've all kind of grown. And that club experience definitely is very competitive and helps you realize like what you need to work on and what you need to grow your game in.
Now, I was wondering if I can ask you some questions about your family members because you're from an
Yeah,
athletic family.
I
I
am.
was reading that your dad played football for Notre Dame. How cool is
Yes.
that? Like, I thought that when I saw that, I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's the best because he gets to help me a lot with a lot of things. I feel like other parents don't get to like have the experience. He knows what it's like to work hard. He knows what it's like probably more than I do to like be on just being a really competitive atmosphere. And it helps a lot because he'll help me with like the mental aspect of it, like how to handle certain situations. Yeah, it's awesome.
And your grandfather also played football as well.
Yes, yes. He played for the Giants, so it's fun. Occasionally we'll get tickets and stuff. And
Nice.
yeah, it's really awesome.
Nice. I would imagine he was your favorite football player, even though I
Yeah.
don't know if you've had the chance to see him play, but you could
No.
still say that he's your favorite player
Yeah.
though.
Definitely. Always.
And obviously, your sister plays lacrosse with Jacksonville. I'm curious, you talked about how you looked up to her growing up. What is your relationship with her now? Do you guys ever talk about lacrosse? We'll
Oh
get into
yeah.
some of the games that happened this year, which
Oh,
sort of
for sure.
relate. But I'm just curious if you guys talk about lacrosse or you just try to like focus on your own teams and just have fun,
Yeah.
I guess, being sisters.
Yeah. No, I feel like it's a really good balance of both. We're both very like when we're in lacrosse, we're locked in, but when we're not, like we try and just have as much fun we can together and not kind of there is a lot of pressure that comes with like college athletics and not bringing that home into into the house is definitely something we try and work on. Our parents are very good at that. They never like compare us, never causes any tension in the house. It's really funny this year we almost played each other and I was really looking forward to that, but it just didn't really work out. But yeah, we definitely talk about what goes on our teams, but we try and keep it low key.
Yeah, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. And obviously, Talk a little bit about your recruitment process to Denver. Like, how did she help you out with that? And why'd you decide to go to Denver, I guess, versus other
Yeah.
schools you might have looked at?
Yeah. Um, she kind of my parents and her just kind of told me like whatever feels right, it's gonna feel right. Like it's your choice, it's your journey. So yeah, Denver was definitely a shock. I was like didn't even really know that was like a thing. I didn't really know that that was like an interest we they had in me. And it was actually the first call I took and the first visit I took. And I mean, I feel like if you ask anyone that plays for Denver or has played for Denver, it's like everyone kind of says the same thing. It's like you just fall in love with the culture, the girls, the coaches. Like it's just awesome. I knew it the second I called them. Nothing else really compared. No other schools really offered me like the support and team culture that I knew I was going to get at Denver, which definitely has transcended into my freshman year.
And as a freshman, what was like the biggest adjustment you had to make to college lacrosse? Obviously, once you get on that Denver team, you're
Mhm.
teammates with some of the best lacrosse players in the country. So that must have been a shock to see all their talents in practice. But as you just started figuring things out, what would you say was like some of the biggest adjustments that you had to make?
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely different than high school where everyone's kind of like the star on their team and trying to figure out like how to win the game for themselves or for their team. It's kind of a really big switch. And then you're kind of just you're in kind of a system. And it's very interesting. Like I think what has been the hardest for me is something like moving my body as fast as my brain, like my brain having to kind of understand things and learn way quicker than I had to in high school because I was kind of just like doing my own thing in high school. Now it's like I have to like just you have to like keep going as the game is so fast in college, your brain has to kind of move and adjust just as fast with all those things. So it's really I feel like that's definitely the hardest thing for me.
Was it like was it like a welcome to lacrosse moment when you had to guard Olivia Ripple? Was that one?
Oh, for sure. It's still, I don't think it's ever gonna not be a wake up moment because yeah, it's when we do 1v1s in practice, it's usually I have to go with Olivia and I'm like, all right, let's go. She's phenomenal. So it's definitely funny.
Definitely makes you a better defender, though, which
Oh, for
ultimately helps the team out when you
sure.
guys start playing games.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you, though, you get to play in the Big East.
Mhm.
Obviously, it's a conference that I don't think gets as much recognition as some of the other ones, but there's still some really good teams in the Big East. Obviously, your team, Georgetown, was really good last year. I
Mhm.
think UConn's a really good team as
Mhm.
well. What's it like playing against that competition each game,
Yeah.
and how do you handle the travel of being so far out west compared to all those other schools?
Yeah, I feel like we have a very interesting conference. I feel like no one really talks about it as much as like they should. Their teams we play against are all very good. We had like very competitive games between like us, Marquette, Georgetown, and like it was there's a lot of different rivalries within the Big East. I feel like it's really fun. That I've learned that throughout conference play this year, and it's definitely disadvantaged being so far out west. But we kind of just get used to it, and we kind of just suck it up. And like it's honestly we're just like grateful that we get to travel in the way we do. So it's honestly, it's not that big of a like a downside, but it's definitely frustrating sometimes when it's like flights are all over the place, but we get through it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And obviously your team might have somewhat of an advantage playing in that altitude like you talked
Mhm.
about, where all
Oh
those other
yeah.
teams when they have to come there have to handle that. Was that an adjustment for you actually when you
Oh, for
first got out
sure.
though? But I assume you're
Yeah.
used to it now.
Yeah, for sure. The first, yeah, that's definitely everyone kind of feels it, especially when we do like our conditioning. At first when you come back, it's definitely an adjustment. But it's really awesome once you're adjusted and then you watch other teams come out and just really struggle to run against us. It's really funny to me sometimes.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Now your team won the Big East Conference
Mhm.
this year. What was that like for yourself getting your first conference championship win, and what did it mean to your team? Because I think some people take it for granted, but it seemed like your team doesn't because
Yeah.
it's obviously it's hard to win a conference for this how many years as your team has been
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah, no, for sure. We had a really special group of girls this year, and we were so excited because it was at our home field. I mean, we had home field advantage, and we for sure really took that to heart. That was a big thing we talked about a lot was like we are not losing on our home field, absolutely not in our own conference. Like that just wasn't an option for us. And we kind of made it pretty clear. I feel like we definitely kind of swept through the Big East a little bit this year. And it was so much fun. It was really cool, like to have my first year it be on our home field. It was just a really awesome experience. And I can't wait to win it every other year after this.
Okay, I like that confidence. So, you also had your first tournament experience this year, beating Florida, and then losing to your biggest rivals in Boulder. Talk about your first tournament experience and what you
Yeah.
hope to take away from it for your sophomore, junior, and senior, and maybe fifth year
Mhm.
as well with that new rule coming.
Yeah. It was crazy. I really didn't know what to expect going into tournament play. It's definitely different than in season. Like there's no comparison. I feel like it all kind of restarts. There's no predictions. Like there's nothing is really set in stone. A lot of anyone can beat anyone, I feel like in NCAAs. And that's really like we really felt that. I feel like a lot of people definitely thought we were a little like underdog mentality there where a lot of people thought we were gonna have a really hard game at Florida, but we knew the whole time like we were going in that game super confident, both games super confident. Definitely unfortunate to lose to Boulder, but they're a great team and really excited we get to play them like so often as we do. So yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, that's gonna be a fun rivalry for
Yeah.
the next few years.
Oh yeah,
That's for sure. At least from a fan
sure.
perspective, I'm looking
For
forward to
sure.
watching it. So,
Yeah.
what do you think's been like the biggest improvement you've made to your game this year?
Um, I feel like there's so much fun stuff that we get to, Denver defense is like so fun to play. So fun to play in. I feel like a lot of things I've just learned so much about like how to play a zone, how to cause turnovers. I feel like that's something that I never really like was taught ever, how to like do those basic things that kind of make a huge difference in games. So I feel like just kind of learning a lot, and learning how to like cause mayhem in there.
And obviously, academics is such an important part about being a student athlete. How have you learned to balance academics and lacrosse at such a high level?
Yeah, for sure. Like I mentioned earlier, like the high school I went to really helped me, I feel like prepare for classes here and just academics. It definitely gets hard on the road. But at Denver we have so much like support. We have tutors, academic advisors. They try and make it as easy as possible for us to like focus on lacrosse while getting it done in the classroom. So yeah, kind of just balancing it out.
What's your major and what are some cool classes and projects you've gotten to work on so far? I know you're only a freshman, so I assume you
Yeah.
haven't gone to some of the coolest
Yeah.
classes yet, but I'm
Yeah.
just curious.
I'm an international studies major, and that's like another reason why I chose Denver. They have a really good international relations program. So, and I knew wanted to major in that. So I haven't really gotten to like crazy fun classes, but I definitely have had some funny projects. My FSEM, my freshman seminar class was like a fashion class, and we had to like I took one of our teammates, Karis, and she was like our model. We had to make her an outfit and watch her walk down the runway. It was awesome. Lots of good laughs, so that was fun.
I feel like she probably had to enjoy that as
Oh
much
yeah.
as you guys did.
Oh yeah, she was really into it. It was funny.
Now, so far, what's been your favorite lacrosse memory with Denver?
Mm. Um, I feel like there's just so much outside of off the field. We have so much fun as a team, but I feel like definitely for me personally, my first freshman game ever, like college game ever, was against USC, and I just remember like being on the field and they have such a cool stadium and I looked over and like I saw all of our parents. We have like the best parents and fans ever. They come to pretty much all of our games. They were having so much fun. It was just like a sea of neon pink, and then I looked over and saw all of our friends jumping up and down screaming, and then I looked at the scoreboard and it was like 15-4, and I was like, oh yeah, like it doesn't get better than this. It was awesome. Yeah.
What are your team's goals and expectations for next season?
I feel like, I mean, obviously get back to the NCAA tournament. I feel like make it farther than we did this year. Every year kind of the same thing. Like we want a natty. And however we can do that, kind of just keeping the expectations high, and working hard.
Well, let's transition now to a segment that I like to call the non-lacrosse segment, where I ask you non-lacrosse questions to get to know you more off the field. And I'll help answer some of these as well in case you want some time to think about your answer. So, first one is if there was a movie made about your life, who would you want to play yourself?
Hmm. That's a really good question. I don't really know like personality wise who I'd want to play me, but I have gotten a lot of my friends and people that like know me are watching a show called like Daisy Jones and the Six. I've never seen it, but there's this actress in it. Her name's Camilla, I'm pretty sure, and everyone says we look identical, and I don't see it really at all. But I feel like I've gotten that so much to the point where like that's my only really right answer for that.
Yeah, I've never seen that show, so I
Yeah, me
can't
neither.
comment if you guys look similar or not. I would say for me, you want to go with someone that will make you look better than you actually are. So I would pick Ryan Gosling because I just think it would be hilarious to have him
For
play me in a
sure.
movie since we don't look anything alike. So that's who I would go with.
Yeah, okay. I like it.
Now, if you could play one game on another sports team at
Mhm.
Denver, which one would you pick? And follow up to that, which athlete at your school would you love to see have to play lacrosse for a game?
I feel like we have a lot of iconic like teams on campus. Like our hockey team, obviously they
Hmm.
won a natty this year. They're so funny. But I feel like I would really want to be I'd want to play or not play, whoa. I'd definitely want to be a part of like the ski team. Those girls are awesome. Like I see them, they're so cool. One of them's a national champion herself. So I definitely want to like do that. I feel like it's so ironic it's in Colorado. So it's definitely that would be cool. And I feel like I definitely would want to see a couple of our hockey friends try
Hmm.
lacrosse for sure.
So I was looking up the hockey roster, and
Oh
one guy that I think would be cool to see play lacrosse, Boston Buckberger,
yeah.
because he almost cut his finger in the semifinal
Yeah.
game against Michigan. And
Yeah.
obviously, lacrosse, you got to be really tough. So he's obviously
Yeah.
shown that he has toughness. So I think it
Yeah.
would be cool to see him play. And I think that's
Sure.
an elite name as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Boston's a great guy.
Now, speaking of other sports, who has the best jersey in all of sports?
Mm. This is a really good question. I think for me, not that they have it anymore, but when Miami Heat had those like Miami Vice
Oh, yeah.
uniforms, I feel like that was like 2018, I think. Those were really cool. The pink and the neon blue, I really liked those a lot. Those were
Oh
cool.
yeah, those are
Yeah.
cool. I do like the Heat's red jerseys. I
Yeah.
know, I think they
Yeah.
still wear those. Those are
Yeah.
iconic. I'll pick another Florida sports team, the old Panthers jersey when the
Okay.
Panthers like that. I think that's a pretty cool one.
Cool. Yeah.
Now, where is one place that you would love to travel to soon?
I feel like for my major, I do have to actually travel abroad. So this is a good question I should think about. I feel like I definitely want to go like Italy, somewhere in Europe, Greece, kind of those kind of places, Mediterranean.
Now, besides yourself, obviously, who has the best style on the team?
Oh, this is a really good question. We have, I feel like everyone on our team has pretty good style. I don't really know. I would kind of say like we all kind of dress similarly, different though. But we did get a superlative award for a bougiest team, so I feel like that speaks
Nice,
for itself. Yeah.
nice. Outside of being a national championship winner or a Big East champion, I would say that's probably the best award your team could
For
get.
sure. For sure. For sure.
Now, last non-lacrosse question for you, Stella, is what's been the most interesting thing you've read or seen this week?
Hmm. It's a good question. I watched the Michael Jackson movie this past week and it was definitely interesting. Um I'm not really a huge Michael Jackson fan, but it was really cool. It was really cool to watch.
Yeah, for sure. Well, let's get back to a couple lacrosse questions now. What should be done to help grow women's lacrosse from your perspective?
Mm. I feel like it is really growing pretty rapidly, and I feel like a big reason it is social media. I mean, it's huge. Everyone's on it, obviously. So that's definitely a big helper. I feel like just posting girls on their own team, posting or teams posting, and the more networks like ESPN and stuff like that post us. Like when I see a top 10 play of the week and it's women's lacrosse, I feel like it really does impact how people see lacrosse, especially from my perspective. I just think that growing in the media sense, just posting as much as you can, growing your awareness of the game, encouraging people to come watch is definitely a few things that would help.
Yeah, for sure. Well, do you have any shout outs you want to give to your family members, teammates, friends, coaches, and who should we have on this YouTube channel next?
Yeah. I feel like a shout out for who should be on the channel next is my fellow teammate, Rowan Lawrence. She'd be a really good interviewee. So
All right.
maybe hit her in the DMs.
Yeah, we definitely got to reach out. That's for sure. So, well, Stella,
Yeah,
thank you so much for taking time out of your day and coming
of
on. I
course.
really appreciate it. It was great talking with you
Yeah,
today, and obviously, best of luck next season and have
perfect.
fun this summer as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.